I got pulled over for doing 115 and I didn't see his lights go. Because they have the auto dimming mirrors in them.
Yeah. Oh,
so I was like, singing along, 115. It's like if you hadn't slowed down, I was going to call someone ahead to try and stop you. I was like, okay. And then I stopped and then, I think I drive about 25 mile an hour from Bicester back to Aylesbury where I lived at that point.
Your 5-car dream garage, money no object.
Okay.
You have unlimited cash.
Yeah.
What 5 cars would...
There's no other rules you put on it, that's it?
Absolutely not.
1, 2, 3.
Chris and his clapping.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Get really flamboyant.
Yeah. Right, so welcome to Gasoline Junkies. I'm Russell.
I'm Barry.
And this is...
David.
David. Nice to meet you, David. Thank you for coming on. If you'd like to tell us what you drive.
I drive a BMW M2.
Oh, nice.
The original one.
The OG?
Yes.
Okay, what plate's that on?
It's on a 6.7 plate, but it's a 2018 car just before they put the new OPF in.
Right.
So I went for the old one because it was louder.
Yeah. And you're impressed with it?
Yes, very impressed.
It's probably the longest you've kept a car in the time I've known you.
Yeah, there's news on that.
Oh, okay. You can break the news to our many viewers.
Yeah, well, nothing's happened.
All 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of them as well, so it's a 3. Yeah, so I got that 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
That is one of the longest times I've had a car, actually. Yeah.
So you must have quite a few cars then?
I've had a few.
Right, we'll ask you that next day.
Yeah, that's a brilliant segue.
I'll get your tally chart.
Yeah.
Tell us about the BMW first, though.
What do you want to know about it?
It makes a great noise. It's fast as hell.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's enough horsepower, more, and I think it'd be more unusable than it is now. Like on the way up here, Senda Barra's lovely roads to get here, but I couldn't push because it's just wet and slimy.
Yeah.
So just wasn't interested in that. But the comp has about 40 more horsepower.
Yeah.
And we drove one.
We did drive one, yeah.
And it was way more than you need. So I was like, I'll just go for the louder, older one.
Yeah.
Save a bit of money. Yeah, that's it.
What are you thinking?
It's practical enough as well. I've got like bikes and stuff in the back of it, other than the small gap where the boot lifts up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's actually okay.
So why have you kept it as long as you have then? What made that different to anything else?
I'll just answer. Dave and I have been friends for years. It's probably once or twice a month we have a conversation about replacing your car, don't we?
Yeah.
Dave will then say, "What do you think of this?" Or we'll go to a car show and something will trigger in Dave's head. I like that. And then Dave will go, I've got this budget, and then we'll talk numbers.
Oh, so you're a window shopper as well?
Yeah.
But then I then fall down the Auto Trader rabbit hole, completely ignore my wife and kids for
I
a
send
few
him
hours.
off on a journey.
Send me off on a tangent, and then it's like this, and this. Oh, what about a Bentley Continental? Just to throw one into the mix.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
were
like
watching that film with Cameron Diaz the other day.
Yeah.
And she rocked up in one.
Yeah,
and
the Bentley
my
Continental.
missus was like, that's a beautiful car. And I was like, do you know what? You can pick them up for under 20 grand now.
Have you seen the most recent Car Wow video?
No.
He compares a 10 grand Bentley to the brand new one.
Oh,
And
really?
so he's bought one and then he just tells you what it's like to drive, takes it to a garage, shows you what's wrong with it.
And what was the outcome?
The new one is definitely more money but better, but you can get one, but you're going to have to spend a lot of money on it. What you would imagine the outcome to be is that.
Yeah, well.
So you probably need 20 to buy a 10 grand car.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And then they're not cheap to run though, that's the other thing, isn't
Nope.
it? Not that I'm going to get one, but they are nice.
But no, the past few years we've fallen down rabbit holes more often on a Friday night with a glass of wine.
So this is a question later on, but if you was to sell the car you have now, what would you get?
What are you getting?
You are actually getting something else?
Yeah, I've settled on an XC40.
Oh, nice.
It's a completely different change of direction from the one I have. I do 70 miles a day to and from work, and it's lovely in the BMW, but I would like to waft up and down the motorway in a nice 4x4.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah. So and you're picking it up soon, or?
I've reserved one. Going to go and chat to the guy tomorrow, see what can happen. And
good luck.
There we go.
We'll be the SUV crew. We'll have to find a new type of car show to go
I've
to.
not had the last car I had that big was a Honda CR-V.
Okay.
Which was amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's very different. But I thought the original thing was let's try and save some money, and I thought let's just buy a car under 20 grand. I cannot get a car that I want under 20 grand. Just everything I want, and I'm really bad for like scope creep. So I'll be like looking at a car and go, oh, if I pay 500 extra, you start to get shit ones that have the 360 camera on it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm $5,000 up on my budget. And then I'll start with a budget of 15 grand and the car I'm looking at's over 30.
So tell us from the start all your cars. If you can remember.
Do you remember your first car?
Yeah, Corsa. My first car was later than probably you guys, because in Northern Ireland the car insurance is mental, so you don't tend to get a lot of like 17-year-olds driving. So my first car was a Corsa. I think it was about 21. 1 litre, 12 valve.
Lovely.
Fast then.
And 3 days after I bought it, the starting motor went. So that was fun. So that kind of, pained me a bit. Then I went to Citroen Saxo VTR.
Nice.
Was that the equivalent to what you had?
I had the 106 GTI, so the Citroen equivalent would have been the VTS.
Yes.
Only difference between them was slightly different trim spec, and the VTR had 8 valves rather than a 16 valve engine.
Okay, all right. He's a proper geek, isn't he?
It's too much for me. Absolutely not. The Saxo, I'm trying to remember what I went to after that. Alpha 147.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the worst turning circle in the world. The clutch was attached to the pedal with a paper clip. So I had to have that replaced several times until I took it to the garage and I went, can you just weld that together, please? And then that was that sorted.
Don't they say that you've not owned a car until you've owned an Alfa Romeo?
You're not a true petrol head until you've owned an Alfa Romeo.
Something like that.
So I think Dave is our first Alfa Romeo owner.
I think
Am
you
I?
are.
Yeah.
Oh, mental.
So you're now.
That was a good car. Other than those two things, that was a very good car. Mm-hmm. I've had more things go wrong with the 2 VWs I've owned than I had go wrong with an Alfa Romeo. In between those, there was a few company cars. There was a Golf, Honda CR-V, Volvo V50, Volkswagen Insignia. Because I was doing a job where I travelled, so every 6 months I ended up with a new car. After the Alfa, it was an Audi A3. After that, it was a BMW M235i.
Nice.
Then it was...
That was round about the time we first met, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get onto it briefly. Yeah, that's when we first met, when you had your 235i.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when my short ownership of cars started.
Yeah.
That was 18 months.
What, meeting Barry?
Yeah, I'm a really bad influence.
Who went downhill after that?
That lasted 18 months. I decided it was too expensive. So I paid someone to take that off me in negative equity, which I'm just about to do with this other one. Went for Volkswagen Scirocco. That lasted 11 months. That was a shitbox.
They didn't like it?
It kept going wrong.
Oh, okay.
Like, kept misfiring.
Was it? I take it that's a new shape one, not the older shape one.
Yes,
Yeah.
a new shape one. It was misfiring that so much of the engine like moved, and the whole car would do that when you're just driving. Sometimes low speeds. The boot didn't close for the first 2 weeks I owned it. Just all this kind of stuff. After that was a Golf GTI. Then this.
Oh, nice.
The GTI was a lovely spec car, wasn't
Lovely
it?
car.
Had the tartan interior and...
Yeah, it was a manual. Bad decision. Because with the it just sounds like a 1.6 petrol. When you get the manual, you don't get any DSG farts or anything like that. So that was a bit disappointing. But it was really, really well spec'd. Like, had adaptive cruise control, Apple CarPlay. It was a 2015 car, so it was nice.
Yeah.
But just a bit underwhelming to drive.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a little bit better.
In your marriage, obviously, your wife Lisa, she's always had her own car as well. Has she had anything vibrant, exciting, or is she a complete non...
Her favourite car ever was her Street KA, which was a convertible.
I like
her.
That's my guilty pleasure.
Best car. My mum had a Street KA. It's a bit of a weird one. The brakes were either on or off. There was nothing in between. Just like the first time I drove my mum's car, I was putting myself through the windscreen, just stopping at lights. But she loved that car. She's got a Mini now, which is really nice actually.
Yeah, this lovely car.
Very good value for money as well.
I always thought the street car was... it reminded me of a baby Volkswagen Beetle Wizard, the shape of it. It's almost like the front and the back the same,
Yeah, it just looks like a ballet shoe to me.
Yeah.
If it's slightly bigger, I think I would have had one or owned one at some point.
She's wanted a Mini for years, and then she bought this one a couple of years ago. So she's stuck with that so far.
So that was about 7 or 8 cars.
It's nowhere near compared to
what
some of the people on here have had. It's mental.
Yeah.
So 13, don't they?
Did you go at 13?
Yeah, I've just been tallying.
Okay, cool. 13.
Maybe the company cars.
Yes. Yeah. Good shout. Have you ever modified your cars or anything like that?
No, I tend not to at the minute.
So that kind of denotes the question, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done to a car?
Well, I have modified some cars.
Yeah.
The Saxo, the Corsa, I don't know why I did this. I put upgraded speakers in the front doors.
Uh-huh.
And that was it. Saxo had full parcel shelf, subwoofer, all that kind of stuff. And then that's the last time I modified a car.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just because I'm, especially as more having adult money,
Yeah.
And I've bought slightly nicer cars. I've usually bought them on finance, and it completely destroys the finance agreement. If you modify it,
yeah.
I can't be arsed to put them back. For some things you have to put back for an MOT, then you have to take off. I just don't want to spend my entire time in a garage. It loathes me to go into a garage. I like cars, but as soon as I have to spend money on them after I've bought them, it really, really annoys me.
That's probably where the I'm going to sell this car comes from, because you've actually got to dip into your pocket. I need to replace the tyres.
I'm selling this car to the amount of service.
I need to service it or something like that.
Yeah. You've been quite fortunate as well, because you've had a lot of company cars over the last 10 years.
Last 10, 15 years I've had company cars.
I think the last car I know that you owned was the van, wasn't it?
My van?
Yeah.
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 You loved that as well.
Oh, I adored that van.
Remember we put the stripes over it?
Yeah. No, I adored my little van. And I think I did 95,000 miles in that without servicing it.
That's good.
Without servicing?
Without servicing it, yeah.
All right.
That's good going.
Okay, so where did your love of cars come from?
I think like a couple of you guys watching my dad drive when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, from the back seat, watching his feet on the pedals, wondering what the hell he was doing, and just then we lived in a street where we would turn in on the way home. My dad would put me on his knee, or my mum would. I would do the steering.
Yeah, I remember doing things like that.
Yeah.
Just from there, every time I was in a car, I watched someone driving.
Did your parents have any cool, notable cars growing up in Ireland?
Not really. For the time, my dad had a black company car, 3 Series. I think it was like a 318. It may as well have been Kit from Knight Rider. For me. As far as I was concerned, just a black car was really, really good. So that was it. And then I don't know what other cars they had from there. They had quite boring cars, small car, like Nissan Micra and all that kind of stuff. And just the standard cheap you can bundle kids into.
Yeah.
Back then, nowadays, if people think if you have kids, you need something huge.
I think once the seed's planted, though, you're just a car guy, aren't you?
Yeah. But it's interesting what it says about the company car thing, because I've said before, my mum and dad were never into cars, couldn't care less. It was a mode of transport to get from A to B. And where my dad worked, occasionally he would travel around the country. So instead of coaches, flying, whatever, they would just rent him a car to go and do his business in. And whenever my dad would come home from work and go, I've got a new car, let me go check it out. And I think one time there was a Merc 190. This is how far back it was. And it had the single wiper, but the single wiper went kind of like that, up, and then like that.
I had that,
to me, that was awesome. He had a Calibra 2-litre 16 valve as a company car. Everything I used to do, see how loud the stereo went, and just ogle over them for about half an hour. I think he had a Mazda Xenos 6, which was my dad's absolute favourite car. And
I have no idea what that is.
Do you not?
Oh, no.
It was like the Mazda's version of a Vectra at the time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Very nice looking saloon. Yeah. It was before the 6. So it was called a Xenos 6. It was a really nice car.
Sometimes I think, imagine what you could know now if you hadn't learned all the car facts that you have that are mostly... Imagine where your life would be.
I'd probably be a nuclear physicist or something like that.
You wouldn't be Saturday with us.
No, I'd be flying my rocket into space or something.
Yeah. Would you be happy though?
Would I be happy?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'd be rich. I wouldn't be happy. It's weird what I know, isn't it?
It is actually. It shocks me.
It's way too detailed for me.
Yeah, we were just saying for future guests. I was trying to explain Scott's love of the obscure. We have a friend, Scott. I think I told you before.
The one obscure car though, it's just the Citroen BX.
Yeah, the Citroen BX. We went to the Bicester Scramble a couple of weeks ago, and Dave and I are, that's a lovely Lamborghini, or that Merc's nice, and our friend Scott who came with us. Oh my God, it's an Austin Maxi. And he literally...
That's cars of his era, though.
Yeah, they're his era. He's knocking on 50, isn't he?
I'm not going to say it.
No.
Because I'll get it wrong, and I'll get it wrong too high, probably. So
that's true.
He doesn't look his age.
He's older than us, but he's the loveliest guy. But it's his era of cars.
Yeah.
But when we've been to Cafe and the Machine, stuff like that, we've sat down, that's nice, and I know a lot, but... He knows a lot about 80s. I'm going to say they're mediocre, the mundane, everyday cars.
Yeah.
Because he could tell you the window dimensions of a Citroen BX or how the hydropneumatic suspension works.
Part numbers and all.
Yeah, part numbers, everything. It's quite amazing. Right, next question, mate. What is the fastest you've been, either driver or passenger, in a car?
130.
Okay. Were you in the right seat or the left seat?
The right-hand seat, yeah.
Lovely.
Are you driving? On public?
Private road, naturally.
It's on a track.
On a track? Oh, good.
The A14.
It's on a track in my my company provided Volvo V70.
Brilliant. Next question. Have you had any points?
Yes.
How many?
I've currently got 3, which is not. They drop off in August.
Yep.
I know the month after I'll get another ticket. It's guaranteed. And then previously, before I got my English license, I got hit by a speed camera, but you don't get points when you have a Northern Irish license because it's classed as a foreign license and they can't put points on it.
Okay.
Really?
So yeah, they had to take me to court. So I don't think they had to. I think they chose
you just
to.
get fined then?
Yeah, I got a 60 quid fine, yeah.
Look at the cogs going.
Yeah.
So can I get a Northern Irish license? So we can get a Northern Irish license.
Okay, my granddad was from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, because it's well, you don't even have to be from there. You just have to register a car over there and have your address there.
So you could get like multiple speeding tickets and only ever get fines.
Yes.
That's a little loop.
I mean, at some point they'll probably take the license off you or ban you from driving, but you don't have an English license.
They got to catch you first.
Yeah, so they put points on your license, and you don't have an English license, so they can't put points on it. Well, they can fine you, and then they give you once you get that, they give you like a shadow license for England, because this came in. I don't know in the paperwork I had, because I had to put my plea in for court.
Yeah.
Because I was traveling as well, I had to write it in and post my plea, and then a court case was held in my absence to give me a £60 fine. Pretty sure everyone in the court case must have cost the government thousands. It doesn't complete, and I kind of went, oh, there's no points, sweet.
Yeah.
And it did so. Not that it didn't put me off speeding, but obviously getting flashed wasn't great. But it didn't have the worst kind of
Yeah, I can imagine.
outcome. But
So you've now got an English one.
yes, because I have an English address.
Ah, is that how it works?
Yeah, so this is
okay.
at uni when I still kept my mum's house as my address because uni you're in temporary housing or you're different places. So yeah,
Right.
now I have an English address. You have to transfer your license to.
So now you get actual
Now you
points.
get proper
Now I
points.
get proper points.
And you've only ever had 3?
3, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I'm doing well compared to
In fact,
you.
yeah,
Definitely.
me.
ridiculous.
You and my dad.
I'm ridiculous.
Yeah.
You said how many you have. I don't remember you saying how many you've had at one time.
The most I've had at one time is 9.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Because it was still 12 and you automatically lose your licence. But
was it?
I'm old enough that it's not like now where you pass your test and within 6 months or a year, if you get 6 points, you have to do everything again. But yeah, I've had 9 at one go, and then as soon as 3 come off, I then replace them with another 3 or whatever. But
and while you've had the 9,
yeah.
has Kirsty magically got any points?
This
time where
Kirsty's kind of chilled me out because this was all before. I've had
was it
9 points and 3 speed awareness courses since I've been with Kirsty.
Yeah.
So everything else that happened.
I just thought that once you got the 9, all of a sudden Kirsty was
No. She
So how does it work? You go from 9 to 12, then you lose your license. Or you're on 12, and if you get any more, then you lose your license.
It's all down to a judge. You can.
Yeah.
I know someone with 18 currently has a license.
Ah.
I think say if I would have got 12 and
I turn up, I drive for a living. I'm going to lose my livelihood.
lose my house,
Yeah,
or turn to crack, lose my wife, everything. Yeah, you have to plead, but like you say, if I would have just gone straight 12, I would have lost my licence. But then, like Dave said, if you go and plead with it, there's certain ways that you can keep your licence. But I'm sure I've only had 9 at a time, and then I think it would have been a 6 point and a 3, not 3 lots of 3. So then when the 6 comes off, I'm down to 3, and then I've probably got another 6. The 3 had come off, and then I've got another 3, and it's kind of.
All I just heard was 6, 3, 3, 6.
Yeah,
It's like a maths lesson.
but yeah, it's been a lot, and I think I've done 4 or 5 speed awareness courses as well,
Oh, right.
and 1 motorway awareness course.
A motorway awareness
Yeah.
course? What was that for?
Well, I got when I was flying back into the country for work, our plane was late, and I was driving home from Heathrow about 1:30, 1:45 in the morning, and the chevron signs were at 40. I went through at about 65, 70, something like that. Didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
But I then suddenly realised if I got caught, I've already done a speed awareness course that year.
Yeah.
So it was actually deemed as a motorway awareness course. So it was completely different and kind of didn't cancel the other one out.
Yeah,
You just want to tick all the boxes.
I do, yeah.
Next is a road awareness course.
Yeah, road awareness course.
Driveway awareness course.
Drag strip awareness course.
Red ways.
Yeah. I'm amazed how I haven't been banned, I don't know. But I've never done anything serious enough to warrant a ban. I've never drink drove.
Yeah.
Never had no insurance.
Never been caught.
I've never been caught. It's always just stupid shit like speeding or using my phone. Vast majority of it's speeding.
I can be quite forgetful. There was 7 months I didn't have an MOT, therefore insurance. There was a year and a half I didn't have tax. That was on the Golf. But I still blame VW for that because when I bought it, they said they sold it to me and then sold it to themselves on the same day. Because I had to be on the phone with who are the people who do car tax? It's DVLA, wasn't it?
DVLA, yeah.
I had to be on the phone with them sorting it out because they were looking at the records of the car and it's like on the day you bought it, it was sold to the motor trade. I was like, no, that I bought it that day, so I had to go through and appeal it and everything. It was a pain in the ass.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So if you would have got caught, that's I think that's just
I wouldn't
a hefty
have
fine.
had insurance if I had a crash and stuff like that. I've lost a car as well.
Yes, tell us about that. Because tell us about that.
It's similar to another story that I think someone else had here. Now, I didn't think when you declared a car off the road that it had to physically not be on a road. I thought you just don't drive it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be on.
Turns out
on your drive, isn't it?
It has to not be on the road because I was living in one place and I'd moved to another place, but it didn't have enough parking. I was given a company car at the time, and I was like, do you know what? I'll put the Saxo on the road where everybody else's car is, but it's off the old house's driveway, and it's not the new place. Because I had a company car, I didn't check on it for 3 months. I came back and it wasn't there.
Not the Saxo as well.
Yeah, and then I got a letter through the post going, we've lifted your car and we've sold it at auction because it was worth too much to scrap.
Oh wow!
I was like, can I get some of that money? I've lost the car here, all from just not paying like £200 a year road tax or whatever it was.
Bloody hell!
Really annoying.
So if it is deemed, was it SORN? It's statutory off-road notification
notice.
or something. Notice something
it's
like that.
It's
actually got to be off the road.
So if you register it, someone's got them. Anything might have that.
If you register SORN and they walk past and they see that it's SORN, but it's on a road, on a highway, which is any road, they will tow it or lift it.
Could you put it on axle stands? Because technically it has to be on the road.
It has to be on private.
Oh, damn it.
It has to be on private property.
Right,
move
when I
it.
get home.
They'll just come and tow it one day if they like. Well, I think they come along sneakily and just like watch it, and then not that they have this much time probably, but I don't know. Yeah, I lost the car, went away for 3 months, came back. It's like, I swear I parked it here. And I'm forgetful, but I'm not that forgetful. Then.
What was that feeling like? Like the nervous panic and.
Did you think it was stolen?
I had another car, so I was like, I'm sure I'll find it at some point. Like it's not that bad.
It'll turn up.
And at the end of the day, like it's just a car.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I really, really love cars, but if something happens to the car, I'm a bit annoyed. When I was younger, I used to be absolutely devastated. Like it used to ruin my day, week, month, whatever happened to the car, like a little ding or something like that. Now if I get a ding and go, it's going to cost me money, but you know, everyone's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a car at the end of the day, isn't it?
I had someone cry when they crashed into my car once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but when I had my XR2, I was with my girlfriend, Carly, and one of our neighbours I remember at Ford, I'd spent all day cleaning it because I was going out to Chelsea Cruise, and he reversed out his driveway and literally broke my side indicator.
Yeah.
But he'd seen that I was out all day lovingly cleaning my car, and the poor bugger cried. He cried to me. He was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right. On an XR2, they literally held him with a couple of turn clips and a spring, and the whole indicator thing comes out.
Yeah.
And lucky for him, he gave me 30 quid to say, get a new one. I had some clear indicators in the garage, but I didn't have the orange bulbs, so they just shone bright white.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was all good. But it was funny how he cried. But never mind.
Back in the day when you could fix something on a car for £30.
Yeah, for £30 with hands and a spanner.
And you could fix it yourself because you just can't anymore.
Can't do it now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Was it you? Did you have to take your wing off to get your headlight on?
Laura's Astra.
Yeah.
So I went to do the headlight, but you've got to take the bumper down and then all the lights down. Change the bulb.
My Alpha, I took it to Halfords to change a rear bulb. Took them an hour. Because they had you can't just go unscrew, tick, put it in. Because the way it is, the wire and all that kind of stuff, they almost had to take the bumper off as well. And the kid was just getting furious. I just going, hey, I paid my £3.50 for this one. Free fitting, get it done. I've got places to be.
I'm sure one of the Alphas, you used to have to take the wing off to get to the spark plugs. The way that they designed
Probably.
it. Yeah, it was such a stupid design, but
Probably.
it's all about looks, isn't it, for them?
Yep. Out of all the cars that you've had, excluding what you've got currently, is there one you still wish you had now? Or what one would you buy back?
Probably the Saxo.
Yes.
Is that because it was taken away from you? You didn't have that whole experience of actually selling.
Yeah, unfinished business.
I don't like selling cars and stuff like that. I don't like it. I like buying them, but not selling them. No, I think it's just because it was a time where it's my second car. I was really enjoying driving. It was the fastest thing I'd ever been in at the time. Yeah. And I just remember the experience of being in it. If I got one in now, I'd probably think it's terrible and hate it. But it was just remembering how I enjoyed driving. Like I used to work with someone that lived... It would take me 20 minutes to drop him home, completely out of my way, but I used to do it because I used to get to go down an A road and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Oh, nice.
That would be it.
That's a cool little story, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. What colour was it?
Black.
Not
the blue.
Well,
the blue was the Saxo.
Yeah, I think it was Poseidon blue. I think
I lived in a house with a guy. I lived in a house with a guy that had the VTS in blue.
Yeah, very.
Was it the Saxos back in the day that used to get free insurance?
Yes,
it was, wasn't it?
That was when they brought in the C2. Just because everyone had been their Saxo VTS and VTR, so when the C2 came in, you couldn't get insured as a young driver, but they were marketed for young drivers. So they did what Range Rover have done recently. Just went, we'll just sort the insurance.
Great idea, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially for like young kids.
I should have listened to my dad and brought one instead of
because it was pretty much the same car, wasn't it?
What
you had and the Saxo? It was
the 106.
Yeah.
Yes. Very similar.
Very similar floor pattern, virtually the same engine, just different manufacturer and body shell. Yeah. I think the chassis and everything like that was completely the same.
I feel like the Saxo was smaller. And the wheels look very good on Saxo. I like
wheels look great on a Saxo because there was two marks. There was a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. The Mark 2 come with 15s and they were almost
massive 15s.
Massive 15s. And they were a slight curved 5-spoke. Looked like a star.
Nice. Yeah.
They were lovely.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mark 1 only came on 14s, which yours would have come on as well.
Yeah.
Massive 14s.
Massive 14s.
£40 for tyres.
Oh no, it's great.
£40 for good tyres as well.
Yeah, £40 will buy you a part of a tyre these days.
It's sad, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So moving on, would you own an electric car?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Why not?
Straight away or no, never.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have chosen an electric one now, but I didn't. But I would own one if the circumstances are right. I don't think they're too expensive.
I think we're at that point now where this is almost most people's last chance of owning a petrol car. So if you can,
I don't really want to let it go.
Yeah, one of the managers at work, John, he ended up getting a BMW 5 Series and he went for the petrol engine because he said it's the last time in his working career he's ever going to be able to get a petrol car, a company car. Because
you come out with it was Teslas that started, then it was just a load of crap entry level cars from manufacturers. Now there's like mid range ones that are well spec'd, comfortable, not mega money. The Kia electric ones at the minute look fantastic. They're some of the best looking cars in the world.
The EV6 is fabulous.
The 3 and the 6, and then they've got a huge one that's just come out, and I think it's all electric. But that looks good as well. I don't know
the big pickup thing.
I might be wrong.
Santa Fe's Hyundai. It's called an EV9.
Have you seen the Kia one that looks like a Range Rover?
I think that's the one we're on about. Look great from the outside. I've heard they've got woeful interiors, as in build quality. But who cares? When you look like that, you don't really care.
I think the journey I do now, there's a guy actually goes to the same place to work for me and he lives further away, so his journey is about 60 miles each way. And he has an ID4 and he just charges at home and he's able to go to work and back. He comes in 2 days a week, he's able to go to work, he stays over, comes home, and that's him. And it costs him like £14 a week for electricity because he charges at home.
Yeah.
As soon as you, like, if I was doing your job, I couldn't have an electric.
No.
Because the normal stuff, network, the prices of the electricity the same as fuel these days. So yeah.
I think the ID4 or the one of the Volkswagens, the front headlights now all link up in
Yeah.
like a
Oh, really?
line, but then they go into the badge as well. And
Yeah.
I'm on the fence of it, where I don't know whether it just looks really tacky or whether I actually like it. I need to see more
I think
of
the
it.
e-golf does that as well.
Is it?
Because they've always had the light across as well, just to
Yeah.
show that it has some electric in it. But
I think some of the DRLs are getting a bit ridiculous at the minute because the new Beamer 5 Series or the 7 Series.
the 7 Series with the big teeth.
Big
Pulses, don't they?
fuck off nostrils
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
They're imposing. You get out of the way when you see one come behind you. But
Yeah.
But in about 4 years, that's going to look good.
Yeah.
Because what BMW styling is just in the future at the minute.
Yeah.
So you know the original like M3, they come out with the really big teeth.
Yep.
They looked absolutely horrible. I'm looking at them now, going, do you know what? They're not so bad.
See,
That's-
I was watching a video the other day on YouTube, and the guy said exactly the same thing as that. He said when they first come out, and BMW have done it a few times over the
Yeah.
years. When the new one comes out, everyone's like, "Oh, I don't like that." But then after a while, you're like, "Actually, I really like it." It grows
the
on
new
you quite
M2.
quickly. Yeah.
When they brought it out in that original colour, that blue,
Yeah.
horrible. If you see it in black, very, very nice.
the one we
Very
saw
nice.
at the Scramble in red, I adore that car.
I just don't like red cars.
I adore. I
No
think
red
the
cars, no
too
red
was
interiors. I won't buy them.
great. But it's like the M3 Touring. It's come out. It was like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Now
I'd give my right
Yeah.
kidney for one of them.
Yeah.
See, I don't like estate. There's no estate car that looks good.
Oh,
The
you're
RS6 is close. That's it.
I don't know. You had
I
the
just don't like
Volvo.
the
What was the
stick
old Volvo?
850
T5?
T5.
The
Yeah.
the V7 that I was in estate.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it looked good.
I love a state car. You know
I like it. I
love
quite like a
estate
small car, just like
Yeah.
a small hatchback.
Yeah.
It's my favorite kind of size.
cars. If I could get away with one for my job, I would, but I can't, so I won't.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Your 5-car dream garage. Money no object.
Okay.
You have unlimited cash.
Yeah.
What 5 cars would...
There's no other rules you put on it. That's it.
Absolutely not. They're your car. It's your unlimited money. It's your 5 cars.
First one comes to mind is a 911 ST,
Very nice.
Yeah.
just because it seems to be the do-all 911 at the minute.
It's the one that everyone's after at the minute.
Ferrari 360.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
So I've liked that since I was very, very young.
Challenge
Well,
Stradale or just a normal one?
Just a normal.
Lovely.
Would you have that in red?
Oh,
That might be the only exception to the red car thing, yeah. Or, yeah, that would be it. I would like, if we're going to do SUV, let's pick an Alfa Romeo Stelvio
nice.
in green with gold wheels. Very important. What else is that? 3?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know.
Exclude Lisa out of this. You've got a separate budget.
Oh,
for,
I wasn't thinking
for-
about her at all. I tend not to when it comes to cars. Yeah, I think I need something a bit more practical then, probably. Mm-hmm. So I probably would stick some kind of Volvo in there as well.
Okay.
But a big one.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of do everything. And then something I've never had as an adult or a child, actually, but I really like is a bike. And the bike that was really, really popular when I was growing up was a Yamaha R1.
Okay.
I was going to say the Triumph Thingamy-Bob.
Oh, that looks amazing though.
Yeah.
That does look cool. If it was a bike garage, then start.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if it's
yeah.
just one bike, it would be,
An R1.
yeah, an R1. Because that was when I was buying Superbike magazine.
Yeah.
The blue R1 had just come out and that was the thing was on the cover.
Yeah, cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
That's a really good garage. Caters for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Right. Best movie car chase, in your opinion?
Oh, I remember you guys asked this question. I was like, I can't remember any movie car chases whatsoever. It would probably be the James Bond one where the Elise goes off and then it becomes a submarine.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that the other day. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Again, don't know enough details about it, but that ended quite cool.
Yeah.
Ridiculous as it was, but
It
that
did
ended
go
quite
on a
cool.
little bit.
Yeah,
I literally watched it a couple of days ago, and I was watching it thinking it was really cool. Up to the point where it goes in the water, great. Then it stays under the water for way too long and does a load of silly things.
That's the impractical bit of it.
Yeah,
It's not
and
the
then-
car
and then
changing
it-
into the
and then
submarine.
I love it when it comes out of the water at the end. I just
So if
thought it
you
really
do
weird.
know if they cut it short, everybody who had a Lotus Esprit at that time would be trying to submarine it because it would almost be realistic.
Yeah. So staying on that question a little bit longer. We've brought up a few times about the film Ronin, saying it's one of the best chases.
I've not seen it.
Oh, have you not? Right.
No.
It is a great
You don't
film.
watch a lot of telly though, do you?
It's a great
Right.
film and it is a great chase. And to the
Yeah.
point where a couple of days ago I would have said it was up there as one of my best chases.
Okay.
It actually isn't that good.
Have you researched it?
I watched it the other day just because it's popped up so many times. There's a lot of flashing lights in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, there's a BMW 5 Series on a probably 96, 95 shape. So that was like shape before mine.
Yeah.
Not lovely looking car. And then there's a Peugeot 406. It's just like, all right. But then, obviously, because it's in France as well, all the other cars that are in it as well, all a little bit like... there's an Alpha that's quite nice. But there's just a lot of light flashing.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's...
They're like the Fast and Furious, where they have 75 gears. Yeah.
But I would say they just go full on. So it's just it's like 100 mile an hour chases through the Paris streets. And that is impressive. But
Transport is quite good for car chases.
Very good, yeah.
Baby Driver was decent.
I then rewatched Baby Driver, because what we said is Ronin or Baby Driver. I rewatched Baby Driver, and that is a work of art.
Yeah.
That opening scene, because it's all done to music as well.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. And
really
the car
good.
that they use as well, just everything about
it is really cool.
So, but yeah, that's out of curiosity. I thought I'm going to watch it because it keeps coming up. I haven't watched it for probably 20 years. So yeah,
I'm going to watch it when I go.
Yeah,
I'll have to go watch it.
Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think.
Right, favourite movie car scene as we're on the subject.
Favourite movie car?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the favourite movie car chase, but what car has been...
TV or movie?
TV or movie, what car has thought, I want one of those?
Kit from Knight Rider.
Sweet.
That's come up a couple
Immediately.
of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was Saturday afternoons. Knight Rider, Airwolf.
Yeah.
And then you get some food, then you make it into Gladiators in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then you're all tuckered up because you just
and I'm doing a very similar routine at the minute, because Gladiators was back on last night, so I was watching that, but I was just doing it with alcohol instead. That's the only difference. Yeah, Knight Rider, easy.
So, are you aware of the new Knight Rider TV show that they did?
I've seen, there's been 3 or 4
I
different...
think they used a Mustang, didn't they?
Yes.
They've used a couple of different ones, because they brought out this red thing after. I'm not very good with American cars, but they brought out this red thing after, and it was just not the same after the film, I think. And then it was a different driver.
All right.
As soon as David Hasselhoff wasn't on it, I think it lost a lot of it.
But I'm aware of the
There's
TV
been
show, and I remember
loads of rebirths of it.
Yeah.
The TV one with the Mustang, it was the same headlight one that like Dave used to have, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So it was that the early newer shape of the Mustang. I think like Dave, originality is best. So Kirsty and I will sit down and try and watch that, and I'll be like, I absolutely refuse to watch this because there's no big afro, there's no big chest hair, and there's no mile, there's no truck, there's no nothing. I point blank refuse to watch it because it's not the original.
No, and I don't think the car was anywhere near as good either. No, it was cool.
But have you seen the? It's one of the Chinese electric cars that can jump.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
BYD. No.
So, something. Yeah, they're showing it's AI generated, but it's them jumping over spikes. That's like what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It just has like must be air pressure or something that just lifts the car up.
That's insane, isn't it?
So we're almost there.
Everyone's starting to grow their chest hair now.
No, I've seen an SUV as well, because the new Maybach's got that sand mode.
Where, the Mercedes have it as well.
Yeah, where if you get stuck in sand, it kind of raises and lowers the car to give you traction in sand.
As in it jumps a bit?
Yeah.
The suspension goes up and down like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what people are doing is doing that on the public highway, and it looks really cool. So you're just going along like that.
It's enough to get you over the potholes or a melted
Yeah.
jeans.
Just go around like that everywhere.
But like you say, you could jump over like a police... What do they call them things? Like
Stinger.
Yeah, stingers.
Yeah, you
do that, can you?
How many cars get stuck in sand, but I think we need to put that on the car?
Enough.
I was watching a video this
I
morning.
think it's made for the UAE market.
Yeah, someone in the UAE, they do big sand dune racing up here. It's mental. And someone decided to do it in a brand new Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've got too much money.
Yeah. Now, everyone else is doing it in these Nissan Pathfinders with like Skyline engines in them, 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
This guy just decided to do it in a Cullinan.
Fair enough.
How the other half live. Track days.
Yes.
If you could drive any track in the world in any car, what would it be?
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be F1 track either.
No, not an F1 track.
Could
like
be
if you,
I don't know many other ones. I wouldn't mind doing... I'd rather do like a long road trip. I really want to do North Coast 500. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's the Scottish one, isn't
it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going around the Isle of Man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
In a car or on a bike?
On a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a car.
On a car, yes. On a bike, on a car. In a car. No, I like living.
I like it to be on the road.
In a car. And then there are a few Formula 1 tracks that I like. I can't remember the name, but what's the one with the Eau Rouge?
Spa, Belgium.
Spa, yeah. just to go through a route.
Yeah, that's the one where it goes up the hill.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's ever said the what's one in Germany? The
Nuremberg.
yeah.
Nürburgring.
I'm surprised no one's ever said that. Is that not a very good track?
It's not raced. It's raced in certain formulas, so 24-hour racing and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's really fucking intimidating.
Is it?
Because it's something like 16 miles long, 147 corners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's huge.
All right. You've done it.
No.
Do you want to?
Yes.
I've done Silverstone in a Ferrari 360.
Is that where the love of the 360 come from?
No, it was before that, but that's why I chose the 360.
That's why you chose the 360.
Someone bought me you could choose one of 6 supercars, and I chose that one.
Cool.
So that was good. 3 laps.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Don't think it got above 70 because I was absolutely crapping myself. I bin this Ferrari and then that'll be it over.
You did a track day, didn't you?
I did it.
And they encourage you, didn't they?
The General Lee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I nearly cried afterwards. It was amazing.
You had to give it back. He's holding on to it.
Sat there for the rest of the day sulking.
Yeah, he peaked.
The speedo didn't work, so I'll never. In my head, I was going like a million miles an hour, but I've seen a video.
Yeah.
And it looks like a milk folk. Not doing it.
Right. Obviously, if you've watched our podcast, you know there's a quite love and affiliation for American stuff.
Yep.
And Route 66,
Yep.
one side to the other. On our bucket list as friends, we would love all to do it.
Yeah.
If you could do it, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you necessarily want to, but if you would, what car would you choose?
It's one big, long, straight road.
More or less.
So would you... I'm trying to think, would you be practical about it and get a nice, comfortable thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You've
said
got
this.
the fridge and everything in,
Yeah.
or are you going to do it in a Mustang?
Yeah.
It's your choice.
Or a Hellcat? I'll do it in a Hellcat. Let's do it fast.
Okay.
Uncomfortable. I'll be deaf at the end of it.
Yeah.
And just shook to death. But Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Yeah.
So, being you said it, would you rather do 66 or the 500?
500.
Would you?
I think, yeah, it's more interesting.
All right.
It's more roads to actually drive on.
Yeah.
Whereas I imagine Route 66 is lots of American towns and cities on the way, which is cool. I'd like to see more of America, but the driving part of it would be the worst bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, because there's a lot of
Whereas
nothing
the
in
North
between.
Coast 500, you get lots of little Scottish towns and villages with quite cool roads in between
Yeah.
and really good scenery.
Yeah.
Driving across mountains and stuff like that where you get...
So
Yeah.
it's supposed to be beautiful as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a friend who's doing it this year. He's going to go rent a nice car and he's booked, I think he needs to book 7 hotels to do it across 7 nights. Yeah, and that's going to be the whole 500, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool. But maybe to be honest with you, that's the one that's more doable for us,
Yeah.
really. Cause
Yeah.
That's small, yeah.
I think petrol hedonism
Yeah.
do some tours and stuff like that, but they're mega money. And I looked
Yeah.
at it when I was getting the M2, like, it's more than that you normally pay on a holiday, and you have to drive yourself there and then
Yeah.
drive yourself around.
Yeah.
I was like, I would like the driving bit, but I could probably just go and book a couple of hotels myself and do
Yeah.
it. But they take you on guided routes and all that kind of stuff. And you're in a convoy, and there's something about being in a convoy I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. What's the other one? The Gumball 3000, is it? Or 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something that anyone would ever want to do?
It costs you $250,000 or something like that.
What, to enter it?
Yeah, 'cause you have
Yeah.
to pay tens of thousands of pounds to enter it. You've got to pay for insurances. You've got to get all your visas for all the different countries, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you have to have a super. Well, you don't have to have a supercar.
No,
but you
because
have
I've
to
seen
have
people do
a
it in... Yeah.
performance car.
A lot of people do it now where they're content creators or like car YouTubers, and you can essentially write off the cost as tax.
Yeah.
Because you're doing your video about that and promoting
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So maybe we have to go down that route when we're famous.
And it's that like the last one started in Vietnam, so you have to get your car to Vietnam.
Ah. Oh, wow.
It's like you have to have enough money. Even if you had a £500 car, you still have to have thousands to get it to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Get it through all the checks, get insured.
Wow.
It's not easy.
And what is the crack with that? Is it a race, or is it just you just got to go from A to B?
It's not a race, but people try and get there as fast as they can
Yeah.
at each of the stages.
There's a
And
bit.
then there's a party at each stage. There might be like 4 or 5 stages or something.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think for me, I think a convoy around the North Coast 500 would be brilliant.
It would be epic,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Because it's more relatable
Yeah.
to kind of our level of living.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do something like the Gumball, it's the elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
Do
chance.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah, no, we don't want to do it then.
no, so yeah, you do it in your Beamer, you do it in your Nissan. We'll do it in his new Volvo. I'll do it in my Hyundai.
No,
I'll be
I'm
the
thinking
support car in the back of the Volvo. Just,
we should do it in like cars that are from TV shows. So, like in between, like but cheap cars from like in between us. You got the Reliant Robin from Only Fools.
Wouldn't make it there.
Yeah.
What else could we do? In?
the most ironically named car, the Reliant.
Brum.
The kids show.
Yeah. Do you know what Brum is?
You can drive that.
Yeah, I
one.
know what Brum is.
Yeah.
I'm just baffled that you come up with that.
It was the most obscure car. Well, you'd expect it's in my head, mate.
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't, but we could make it exist.
Yeah, that'd be quite funny actually.
But no, speaking of that as well, if you're going to go down the obscure route, there is a race called the Scumble Rally.
That's the one. That
If
I was
you've ever
thinking.
heard of it.
Yeah.
I think it's £500 bangers.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
go
We've
from
talked
here
about some of that
to
before.
Spain or somewhere in mainland Europe.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think you can get £500 bangers anymore. Yeah, like when we were younger,
Yeah, well, you can, but
every car was 500.
You can, yeah, you can. I think you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you just need to limit your search on Auto Trader.
Yeah.
I reckon, but I think ultimately these days, I think it would be Toyota Corollas or it would be Nissan Micras. I think maybe the cool level of £500 bangers that
Yeah,
we
you can't
were
get that
accustomed to,
anymore.
you can't
Yeah.
get them anymore.
you need £5,000 for that.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with like a Toyota Prius, I think. My mate posted on Facebook the other day, is one of the guest services we had on there the other week, and he was in a taxi, and he looked down at the dash, and on the dash it was the mile count was 650,000 miles.
Speaking of Priuses, this is going to get really Priusy. Have you seen the new one? The new one?
That is cool.
I've seen months ago, like something on Instagram.
You saw the
was
pictures
meant to
because
be-
you sent me
was
to,
meant
you sent them
be,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I saw one on the road in MK
Oh,
the
yeah?
other day. It's stunning.
Really?
Yeah.
Still a
it's-
Prius, though.
It's still a Prius, but it's
Yeah.
really nice looking.
Yeah.
If they should have just called it something different, because I think
They
they
should have
ruined
called it
with
the Orgasm.
Yeah, but 650,000 miles. That is impressive.
That
isn't
is
it?
a lot.
Obviously, it's a taxi, you know, but they've made some money out of that
Yeah.
thing, haven't they? Yeah.
Definitely. But I think you could do North Coast 500. You could just, because it's what, a couple hundred miles up there.
Yep.
And then just, the road's really easy to find. And there's loads of guides. You can get websites to tell you where to stay. You can download the Google things you stick on the sat nav and stuff. And just go and do it yourself.
Yeah.
You could do it. Take a week in the summer.
We could,
Yeah.
couldn't we?
You could do it really minimally costed as well. If you have a car you can sleep in, you don't even need hotels. You can get those tent box things that go on
Yeah,
top.
yeah,
of
yeah.
those
Get a
cars.
10 box
You
on
can
the
do
top. Yeah.
Sit in the back. Put the mattress in the back of the bike.
He drives a Navara.
that. Yeah. Nice.
That,
I think you do that, yeah.
When I had my truck, I always wanted to park up in the middle of nowhere and then get in the back with like a glass of wine, whatever, sit in the back, blanket, just look at the stars and just
Yeah.
spend the whole night just chilling out.
And then most
I always
importantly, do
wanted
that
to
real
it.
wanky Instagram picture where you take it from the back. Life right now.
Yeah,
That's the caption.
living my best life.
Holiday dump.
Right. Last go. AC or radio, if you had to choose one.
Sorry, what?
Air conditioning or radio?
On the Route 66.
Yeah.
You could only choose one. Radio.
Yeah. Every time.
Cool.
That's good.
What's your driving song then?
Ooh.
So end of Route 66.
In the Route 60 or the North Coast 500, there's an imaginary finish line. And you have your all-time favourite song playing when you cross that finish line.
don't
Just as a
have- yeah, I don't have an
celebratory
all-time
moment
favourite
for
song.
yourself. Or one song that springs to mind then.
I'm not going to sing it either. I can't say the name of the
Turn into
song.
karaoke.
Was it Come Up and See Me, Make Me Smile? It's kind of a drag.
Oh, yeah?
It's always in like driving TV
yeah.
ads and stuff like that.
That's
What do you mean?
who is that?
It's like the Eagles or something.
No. It's oh shit, that's gonna bug the.
I know which one it
bug the
is.
life out of me.
Google it. Got Fleetwood Mac.
No.
No, let's have a look.
Let him work on that. What's the weirdest song you've ever heard in a TV ad? Like one that doesn't belong there. Because I was watching one before Christmas, and it was a Ford, either Kuga or Focus.
Yeah.
And it had the song Hip Hop by Dead Prez, the
Right.
instrumental
Oh,
in the
yeah,
background.
yeah. I've heard
The
that,
instrumental's
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
background. I'm sitting listening. It goes well with the ad, but when you put the lyrics over it, it just doesn't match like at all. Like imagine being this like person who's not into hip hop or swearing.
Yeah.
Because that song's quite catchy. Let me do a Shazam or whatever, and
Yeah.
then you hear the lyrics and go, what the
Yeah.
Harley.
Steve
Yeah,
Harley.
Steve Harley,
of course
Cockney
it is.
Rebels.
Cockney Rebels. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be that.
Yeah. Let's
one Oh, there's been a couple lately over Christmas. They've used really obscure songs.
Yeah.
Like, there were some Fatboy Slim ones I've heard. And,
Yes.
I can't really enter this because I don't watch telly. I watch Netflix, so that you don't get adverts. And I watch Amazon Prime, so you don't get nothing on that either. So.
You also don't get any TV shows that are good on.
Oh, I don't get to watch Gladiators anymore, which might be a good thing because the old right arm takes a pounding. There's so many men in that.
Yeah.
Right, before we wrap this up, because we've nearly done our questions, haven't we?
We have done our questions.
We've got 2 more, but I've got a little bit of a rant, right? So
Go for it.
Something that I've clocked onto recently, and I don't know whether it's just my thingy brain picking it up or what. I think and Tesco's are the worst for it. I think Tesco's petrol stations, or all petrol stations, are playing on people with OCD. Right, so we've always had a thing, like when I'm filling up, if I don't get it dead on the £50, £10, whatever, if you go one over, the boys always like look at me in disgust. But I've found that lately, the last couple of years, it's almost impossible to try and get it dead on the 0. So, and if you're somebody that's got OCD, and I think I probably have a little bit, you can't leave it on that 50.1. It has to be like 51. So, but then if it's 51.1, then you have to.
There's a challenge for anyone watching this video then.
Send
pictures of them bang on.
Your car's full, so you have to go and get a bucket to go and keep going and play a game and just...
Right in the comments or whatever you want to do. But I think that they're playing on this because they're probably generating millions from it. It might be something that's so stupid, right? But they will generate millions by people going, oh shit, it's 51.0, like 1. I'm going to go up to 51.
But you know why though? It's because the cost of fuel is higher, so you get through a penny quicker when you're using the fuel. So
probably is.
It's like a counter going much faster. You can stop it there.
So the challenge is prove me wrong.
Right, if we're going to have rant hour then,
Go on.
middle lane hoggers, sort your fucking lives out.
This really does bug you, doesn't it?
Yeah?
Just go on.
I do. I undertake everyone. Yeah. But the mileage I do for work, and you probably experience this on you to Watford, it's like smart motorways have now turned into lane 3 and 4 dual carriageways, and it does my
We're just all 4 lanes. People just drive at the same speed.
Yeah,
it's just in all 4 lanes now.
It's awful.
What happened to the law that was meant to come in where you were going to get a fine if you're middle lane logger?
Yeah, if they catch you, you're supposed to be able to do that.
It's probably too much admin.
I guarantee there's no police anywhere with not enough to do that they would pull someone over for being in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching TV shows before, they say, well, if I pull someone, because they said someone was doing like 75, like, you're going to pull that person over? It's like, no, if I do that, the person driving 120 will go screaming past us. And that's the one we need to get because they're much more dangerous than the person doing 75. So.
But the problem with doing it on smart motorways as well, with pulling it over, is technically there's nowhere for them to pull over.
Yes.
So I get, and this is coming from a police friend, if they pulled them over, they're causing more of a hazard than what that person is doing.
You have to take them to the respite thing or blue lights and then pull them over. Yeah.
But I have seen on the M4 the banner in the back of the car saying don't hog the middle lane.
Oh, okay.
So they're actively trying to get people to move over. It doesn't work, but they're actively trying it. But yeah, middle lane hoggers, sort your lives out.
It's rant over.
Yeah, rant over. Should we have that as a new thing? Rant corner.
Yeah, so go on. Here's a question for you.
Have a rant. What's your biggest driving pet peeve?
I think what can I say? It's not going to get me. Oh, driving pet peeve.
Yeah. Not live pet peeve.
Depends on my mood. So if I'm just chilled, I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. But people driving slower than they need to.
Yeah.
I don't mind fast drivers because you just stay out of the way. They'll overtake you. They'll get out of your way. But people driving slower than the people that do 30 regardless of the speed limit, whether it's 20 or whether it's 50, they're doing 30.
Yeah.
That annoys me. Anyone driving a crap car is severely dangerous on the road. Because if you don't care about what you drive, you don't care about driving, you shouldn't be driving, you shouldn't be on the road then.
Yeah.
So you see anyone in I'm trying to think of cars that people I know don't have.
Daewoo Matiz.
Yeah, someone's in a Daewoo Matiz. I am overtaking them, I'm getting out of the way, I'm not being anywhere near them. Because that's the person that'll turn without looking. Or,
You
can sort of tell with all the dents around the side.
Yeah. Just anyone who hasn't thought about their car purchase, it looks like they bought it because it was the... And I'm not saying cheap cars, because you can get cheap cars that are good cars. But it's a Daewoo.
You're talking about bad cars.
Or my mum has a Hyundai i10. swerve that. Don't like. My mom hates driving. She's like, absolutely hates doing it, but she does it because she has to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be near her on the road. Not saying she's bad, but she just has no interest in driving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like that.
The Deumatiz, I haven't heard that for like 20 years. Where'd that
What do you
one come
expect?
from?
Yeah.
Gee,
My head,
wasn't
mate.
that just
That-
an
that
Astra
could
with
have
a
been
different boot on it?
That could have been a highly profitable math calculation you had in your head instead of
It could have been. We could have all been sat here in our lavish Manhattan apartments,
Yeah.
but no, we're sat in a unit.
Come up with a cure for cancer. And
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
There's a Deumatiz in there. I need to. Wasn't that just an Astra with a different boot on it originally?
No,
Matiz is tiny, wasn't it?
yeah, Matiz
Yeah,
was
it's a really,
tiny.
really
Was it?
small one,
Yeah.
yeah.
it was like the one that was
Small
just
but tall.
small but thin.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a big gust
yeah,
to
I'm
just
thinking
take
of
it.
the Deu. What was that?
Oh, I had a 107 Peugeot tiny 1007 or whatever.
The one
as
with the
well.
doors that
I
went-
missed the car, yeah.
Sideways.
No, it's like a Toyota Aygo, but it was the Peugeot one. I had one of them too.
Oh, the 107.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had one of
It
them.
was. I think it was a 1007 where the doors went side.
Yeah.
Just as
Doors.
talking about like tall, tiny cars.
Yeah.
I had one of them as well.
Cool. Well, not.
Why?
It was someone hit the back of my. Well, no, I hit the back of someone's Ford in my Saxo. So everything from the windscreen forward was destroyed. So I had that as a courtesy car.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
But it was like 4 months of courtesy car because they had to essentially rebuild. They had to put all the paper mache back onto the front of the Citroen.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the two questions we forgot?
So when you got your points, what was the most you've been caught over the speed limit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got pulled over for doing 115 on the motorway. But
So in
I,
a 70?
but I didn't get
45.
points. Yeah.
So that's-
you didn't caught them 45.
that's
I was
45.
pulled over by an officer. That was a fun conversation.
Did you lose? You didn't lose your license for that?
Like
eh?
your Irish.
Can't do it. No, he just, it was a very, very nice and common sense officer who decided giving me a bollocking and scaring the crap out of me would be much better than
Yeah.
the hassle of going through
Yeah.
courts and tickets and all that kind of
So
stuff.
what was you doing? 100 and what? 14?
115.
150.
He said, because he was in an Astra or something by me, he was in the Volvo, and he was like, if you weren't going to slow down, so he's following me for a junction on the M40, and I didn't see his lights go. Because they have the auto dimming mirrors in them.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, singing along, 115. It's like, if you hadn't slowed down, I was going to call someone ahead to try and stop you. I was like, okay. And then I stopped, and then, I think I drive about 25 mile an hour from Bicester back to Aylesbury where I lived at that point. It worked. It worked, and that was
is
a really
what-
good choice by him.
It is one of them bollockins that makes you feel
Probably more than the points, I would have said.
this
100%,
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
It terrifies you.
Yeah.
It humiliates you.
Yeah.
It's a horrible bollocking.
You've had them as well?
Yeah.
It would have been 25 points by now. That's
It
not
would have
25, 30 or whatever.
No, it was the police. It was the phone one when I got caught phone.
Oh, okay.
And when she said, "Do you know why we've pulled you over?" and then read me how dangerous I could have been if I'd not been concentrating and stuff, and it was just
Yeah, I
like,
get it.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. You just feel stupid. You go,
Yeah.
I know, I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But then in the moment, you're like, oh, I
Thing
can
is,
push it here.
with modern cars as well, though, you don't really feel like you're going as fast as
no.
you are.
No.
Yeah.
They're so quiet. Like in the BMW, if I'm going over sort of 60 mile an hour, you know you're going over 60 mile an hour. It's like loud and noisy and rattly.
Yeah.
But now, if you used to do it in something like yours,
Yeah. I mean,
And it's easy as well.
Yeah,
it's really, really easy.
I have to put my speed limiter on in my car when I'm on the motorway because if I lose I lose my job, and I like my
Yeah.
job. But I've looked down and I'm doing 90, 100, and because it's on electric, you don't hear anything. Whereas in your car, it would be all. It would sound a lot better.
It's noisy at 30.
Yeah.
So at 70, it's definitely noisy.
But if I was in your car, it would encourage me to go faster because I'd like the noise. So that's why I drive
You can get the noise going slower though. I probably drive that
just love the
BMW slower
noise.
than I drove the Golf GTI.
Yeah.
Because it's got all that power, I don't feel the need to try and use it. You don't have to be at the top of the revs.
No.
And it sounds good at lower speeds as well. So
Great.
yeah, so I wouldn't.
It does sound
I
really
just don't
good.
feel the need to drive very fast.
is it out there now?
It's near the cafe.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
We'll go and have a look.
Yeah.
What was the last one, mate?
How many times did it take you to pass your test?
Oh, yeah.
One. Did it first time.
Yay!
I did my test in High Wycombe and then applied for my Northern Irish licence.
Is that so you could do the loophole thing?
No, because I was in Wycombe at uni, and I still had my mum's address, so I couldn't apply for an English licence.
of
I had to
course,
apply for
yeah.
a Northern Irish licence.
Oh, okay.
But I had my test passed from Wycombe.
Wow.
Yeah, so you were resident island.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought it was weird, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
Done.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that a wrap?
Yeah.
Right,
That's it
okay.
for me, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So thank you for coming on.
Thanks
Enjoy
for having me.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're
very
going to do in the next month or so, see the monitor up there. We're going to have the Top Gear test track on a video game,
Okay.
and we're going to get a steering wheel and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So we would love to invite you
You
back.
guys have way too much disposable income.
No, we don't.
No,
to be
no.
affording all this, getting the projector.
No, we don't. That's a thing.
You have families as well. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried for these children sitting at home.
We're going to play Xbox, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Sunday's normally roast dinner all round, but I've used the roast dinner money to, buy a
Yeah.
steering wheel tonight.
Now you said that roast dinner and a couple of pints
Yeah.
this afternoon would be a good shot, I think.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, mate. We would love to invite you back for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, cool.
we keep throwing in it, and it is going to happen. But what we said we'd probably do is do like a Sunday where we just come up and it's all set up, and
Yeah.
every guest that we've had on hopefully can turn up and
Yeah.
just have a bit of a giggle, have some drinks and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drunk driving. Drunk simulator driving.
Yeah, I
be
wonder
good fun.
if you
We'll be
become
sleeping
better.
here.
Yeah.
You should do one at the F1 arcade in London.
Yes.
You should see if they'll let you film. You do a podcast and then you put people on the F1 simulator and do a few laps.
Oh, okay.
See who has the
Didn't know that
fastest
was a
lap
thing.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and watched a Grand Prix down there.
Yeah.
It was absolutely rammed at that time, but you can book the sims where you book like 4 sims. You can all race each other. But if they let you film, I don't know if they do, I've never asked, you could have a podcast going in the background. You probably need everyone to be a lot closer to the microphone because there's loads and loads of background noise. But
Yeah,
then
we got
you can
lamp
just
lights, so. Yeah.
then you can just get the camera behind someone doing the F1 sim and you can get their times up and you can do all that kind of stuff.
That's good.
We
Cool.
could.
At the same time, eating and drinking.
The Simply Race still exists. Do you remember
Yeah.
we went there years
Yeah,
ago?
they're in Stacey Bushes, yeah.
We
yeah.
could chat with them to see if we
There's
could
one
do.
in Stacey Bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it still there?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
What? Is it still there?
I think so.
I don't know. That's the one we went to years.
Well, there's definitely one in the 12th Street. There's definitely one. There's definitely one there because I've been to that one,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that
We
one.
went there a couple of years ago at work, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Anything you want us to do, see, whatever.
Leave it in
Let
the
us know,
comments,
please. Yeah.
and we'll see you next Tuesday. Cool. No, thank you for that.
No, thanks.
Yeah.